Hi everyone, welcome back to the Colour Cave where we like to play with art stuff. My name is Jem and it is time for the first monthly art subscription box of 2021 and that comes courtesy of Upcrate, which is the German monthly subscription box. So we're just going to get stuck in and see what is inside. Rawr. Okay, so we've got the bottle post. So we have here a Speedball nib set. I already own one of these. Well, that means we're working with ink. And basically you have two handles here and you have a set of interchangeable nibs that you can use to get different line widths and styles and one thing and another. So we've got we've got 6 nibs here of varying shapes and sizes. And I'm assuming we're going to have some ink as well. 1, 2, 3 lots of ink. Right, okay, now these are German inks. Rohrer and Klinger. Rohrer and Klinger. Okay, so we've got black, sepia and scarlet. Okay, I try really hard to get excited about these things, but like apart from maybe the sepia, like this is so predictable. Red and black ink. Ugh. I think that there's going to have to be some changes here. Okay, so this ink. It's all in German, so that's really not... Oh no, it's not, I tell lies. Pigmented drawing and calligraphy ink resistant to erasing and waterproof. Okay, so shake well before use. And we've got these little dropper tops on them, which is really nice as well because it helps to keep things clean and tidy. A Koh-i-Noor hard earth pencil in a 4H. Wow. Okay, so that's a pretty hard pencil. Again, great for sketch lines and, you know, figuring out what you're going to do. Our little set of stickers, which are just absolutely adorable. Really, really nice. New year, new me. Yeah, I really enjoy these. I really, really enjoy them. And here we have our featured artist, and this is just absolutely delightful. Oh, this is so cute. They've all got pumpkins. I don't know why we've got pumpkins and ghosts, but okay, it's still really cute. All right, co-captain is Callan Sardin. I zig when others zag, children's illustrator. I was going to say that these, look at that, this is adorable. That's so adorable. This would lend itself really well to you illustrating kids' books. That is absolutely lovely. I've obviously linked to their Instagram as well if you want to go and check out the rest of their work, but that is super, super cute. Really cute. Okay, we have the Clairefontaine paper. We've had this before in various shapes and forms in scroller boxes, and this is a kind of, I don't know whether you want to call it beige, what are they calling it? Naturel. It's, yeah, it's like a nude sort of variety. I've got grey stuff, I've got black stuff. So we're really building this up now. This paper is fantastic. Like you can chuck pretty much anything at it and it's good to go. So I'm really excited about the paper. I wish I was a bit more excited about everything else. At least it's not lettering. You know, the theme of the box isn't lettering. A lot of you really, really weren't happy last time, and I'm sure it was an Upcrate as well. And the idea was supposed to be lettering, and I drew a picture instead. And a lot of you really didn't like that video. I'm really sorry, but I just wasn't doing it. I don't do lettering. Okay, so let's look at the bottle post and see if we can learn a little bit more about these supplies, and then we'll give them a quick test out. Okay, so over in... Okay, that matters. So let's talk about the supplies. The Speedball metal nibs are particularly efficient and allow long flowing lines, as you don't have to dip into the inkwell as often thanks to their ink reservoir, i.e. the small hole in each nib. A manufacturer has perfected this type of nib for over a century, making it the best tool for calligraphy, drawing and detailed design sketches. Yeah, I quite like the Speedball nibs, I have to say. Moving over the page, the Rohrer and Klinger ink, calligraphy ink, sepia, scarlet and black. Rohrer, see now, being Scottish I would say roarer. Anyway, these pigmented drawing inks shine as brightly as the sea in the morning sun. Well, I'm not sure about that because we've got black and sepia, but okay. The pigments are light fast, which is good, and its resin binder is non-yellowing and non-aging, which means that your masterpieces will be preserved over the centuries. You can use it with a brush as well. So they also show you the entire colour range as well. So if you decide you do like these inks, you can go and pick out some other colours. And I'm kind of after the greens. See that little section there? Yep, that's me right there. Okay, let's move on. The paper, sand coloured paper, that's a very good way to describe it. The surface of the paper is particularly fine and rough and is therefore particularly suitable for pencils and coloured pencils, chalk and pastels, but the multimedia paper is also well suited for all other media and wet techniques, and I agree with that entirely. This paper is fantastic. I really, really, really enjoy it. The pencil, it's a pencil. It's a 4H. Yeah, I don't really I was going to say this is more like technical drawing sort of grade pencil. I don't think I've ever used a 4H for anything specifically other than coming in these boxes. But these pencils are fine, they do a job. Okay, so we've got the interview with the co-captain, and we've got special tips as well. And these are specific to the box, and this is the way it should be, not generic tips. So she's talking about the 4H pencil, the pen holder, mixing colours. So yeah, there's a little bit of help there, which is good. The life as an artist. So this is our character that she's created. That's like super cute. That actually makes me really happy. And we've also got a video link there as well, so you can go and check out that too. From artist to artist. Sailor of the month. Okay, Anna Vienne. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Anna Vienne draws, and there's a little bit about them there, and also some of her artworks as well. These are super cute. Like, oh, this is lovely. I wonder if that's digital, that one. It kind of looks like it might be. Very distinctive style. I love it when people have got a distinctive drawing style. It makes me really happy because I don't think that I do. Anyway, there's a little bit about them there. You can read that, and again, link to Instagram down below. Upcrate battle from the... this is the one I was talking about with the calligraphy, and obviously there's lots of wordy things going on. I can't really say that I'm particularly excited about anything like this. I just don't, it's just not my thing. Like, it's really not, so I'm sorry. Unbox there seems to be a lot of filler pages in this month. And there's the quiz on the back, and there's a little card that you can cut out there as well. That's new too. And if we go over the page, the month's battle topic is unexpected friends. Okay, so that kind of ties in again. If we go back and look here, okay, so she's made friends with the ghost. That's kind of cute, actually. Okay, so we've got our prompt. I just want to have a quick batter at testing out these materials. I'm not going to open this speedball set because I've actually got a set and it's got a lot more nibs with it as well. I'm going to grab those instead, and I can stick these into the stash shop for anybody that might be interested in that. I'm quite excited about this paper though, I have to say. I've had a little look and my 102 nib is missing. That's one of the ones that I prefer to use, so I think I've just sort of sat it down somewhere, maybe misplaced it. I can show you what it looks like anyway, because I've swatched them out in an old sketchbook here, but I'll try and look it out for the Upcrate battle, which will be in a separate video in a week or so's time. Anyway, I've got the other nibs, and we'll test out these inks and just see how things go. I want to talk about this paper for a little minute. I think it is touted as like a multimedia paper. It's 250 GSM, so it's quite thick. But I just think that the texture is perfect. It's like slap bang in the middle, and it really does cope well. I've tried chucking a couple of things at this paper, and it's really good. And it feels you know, it's got that nice noise. And now, it's not even the thickness of sort of industry standard watercolour paper, but it does hold up really well. So I would highly recommend this. And it does come in a few different colours as well, and different sizes. So if you're kind of looking for something a bit more versatile, or you just want to do a mixed media piece, I highly, highly recommend this paper. I like it a lot. I really do. So we've got 10 sheets of this. And the texture is slightly different on either side, and you can use both sides. Supposed to shake these really well, it said. So when we're talking about this pencil, it's a 4H, it's going to be a really hard pencil. So we're going to get some really nice fine lines out of this. You know, you would absolutely not use this for any sort of shading at all. But yeah, so I always think of it as like an architect's an architect's pencil. I don't know why. And this will keep its tip for a good long while as well. You can get a little bit of hatching in, but see, I think, you know, we're more thinking about sketching, and in terms of that, it'll do its job just fine. You don't need to worry about anything else. So yep, it's a pencil. Say that all the time, it's a pencil. Right, I'm going to give these inks a really good shake. I've just got a little ceramic palette here, so I'm just going to splodge this out into here. That is obviously technical terminology. Ooh, okay, that's a lot of ink. I did not need that much ink. Okay, note to self, don't squeeze the droppers too hard because they're very efficient. Very efficient. There we go. So that is the black, which unsurprisingly looks black. Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed in the colour selection. Bearing in mind as well, when we did have that calligraphy box, which was only like 2 boxes ago, the main colours were black and red. It's like, you know, we could have appreciated a little bit, especially since these inks seem to come in a lot of really nice colours. It would have been lovely to have, you know, something else. So this is the sepia ink, and it doesn't look all that different to the black, but obviously we'll see the difference once we've used it and it dries on the paper. And I can tell you something straight away. These inks have a really horrible smell to them. It's not like an overpowering smell, but it stinks. And I think it might be the resin binder that's giving it that smell, because it kind of reminds me of the smell of UV resin. That's mildly unpleasant. I say it's not, you know, you do actually have to sniff the ink really close up to smell it, but it is there, it is a smell. So for any of you that have any sort of sensitivities, I'm just letting you know. Okay, so we've got 2 nib holders here. We've got a wide one, and if I just hold this up on its end there, I don't know if you'll be able to see that tilted in the light, but this has got like a solid inner circle, so it's just like a ring. And what that does is it fits these like kind of, I call them like cradle style nibs. So the nibs aren't a full circle, they're like a U shape. Really difficult, there you go, like this. So again, if I just show you the end of here, they just slot in like so. Hope you can see that quite clearly. And just as long as they're firm, you don't have to shove it really far in, because they can be quite difficult to get back out, especially if they've got ink on them and they dry. But let's make a start with these. So these nibs they're actually Hunt nibs, they're not Speedball nibs. I think they're one in the same company now, I'm not entirely sure. But I'm going to start with this big wide nib, which I really, really like, and this is the 512. Okay, so there we go. Get zoomed in a little bit. I was curious to see how this ink was going to look on this paper. Okay, so here is the 56 nib, and that is a slightly more flexible tip that's on it, and I've dipped that into the sepia ink just to see what it's going to look like, and it kind of just looks like black to me right now. We'll see when we see it next to the black, and see once it's dry, we'll be able to tell a bit better what it's looking like. So the thing about these more flexible nibs is if you press down a little bit harder, you can get a thicker line like this, but you can also still get this nice fine line work if you're wanting to cross hatch or whatever as well. If you press down too hard, you do end up with a double line, because what happens is the nib splits, and again that's because it's flexible. So the last of the nibs that fits the larger pen holder, of which I have here, and this is the 99. Now there is a leaflet inside. If I just show you on the back here, there's all the different types of nibs, you know, like the artist nibs, the mapping nibs. So this is like a selection, but inside the packaging there is a piece of paper here that tells you all about the nibs and one thing and another as well. So you can have a good read at that for yourself. Okay, so this is the 99, and I'm going to use the black ink for this. And again, this is a much, much more flexible nib. So this is generally going to suit you better, especially if you're going for, you know, curvy sort of loop-de-loop things. It's kind of, I suppose it's maybe the nib equivalent of having a brush pen. So look at the difference there when you're making those circular motions, because you've got that flexibility in the nib. There we are, there's the black ink in its most solid form. Now I have to say there doesn't seem to be much between the sepia and the black. I think if we used a paintbrush with it, we would probably see a bit more of a difference. The sepia just looks like a more delicate black. Okay, so we're going to move on to the smaller nib holder now. So that is this one here. It's a little bit more diddly. So this is the one I've got one of the nibs missing, which is the 102. And the other two is the 107 and 108. This is the 108. You can see the nibs themselves are much, much tinier. Again, I'll just show you that against the 512, which was the very first one that we used. So there is a significant size difference. I feel as if I have more control with the smaller nibs, and that's why the 102 is missing, because it's the one I use most often. Let's go back to the red just for fun. So what did I say this was, the 108? Oh boy, and that's just giving me nothing. Now, interestingly, the reservoir is actually full. You can see there is ink hiding in at the back here, but it's just not wanting to... It's just not wanting to play ball. There we go. Nope. Okay, I'm having no luck with this at all. Okay, just nothing happening for me at all. Oh, okay, literally can't get this nib to do anything. Like, it just doesn't want to cooperate for some reason. Well, that was a bit of a dud, but that's it, yeah. Very, very flexible nib. So this is the 107. Hopefully I'll have better luck with this one. This one is a little bit sturdier, thankfully. I'm going to go back to this sepia ink again. Here we go. And no issues with that. And these more delicate nibs, but firmer nibs, I find are a lot more comfortable to use. Because generally when I'm doing things like this, it's for drawing, it's not writing. You know, I'm not a calligrapher. But you know, you're getting really smooth lay down with this. There's no issues with these smaller nibs apart from the fact that the 108 hates me. But as I say, this is a much firmer, and I just find them a lot more, just a lot easier to use personally. So you can see there, you can get some really nice delicate lines and a lot of detail with the smaller set of nibs. So that's just giving you a general idea. I'd also like to show you this palette now as well, and I don't know if you can see the colour difference. It's very, very slight. But this sepia ink, I think it's going to be really nice watered down and used with a paintbrush, and I think in terms of the actual Upcrate battle, I'll probably do something like that. Right, I was going to find my swatch. This is just an old sketchbook of mine that I've got here. This was in preparation for an Inktober. I think it was 2 Inktober's ago. Well, I didn't do Inktober last year. Yeah, so here's the 102 in comparison to all the rest of them. I'm just going to set this down and I'll zoom in a little bit. Okay, we'll zoom in a lot so that you can see. Okay, so we've been using the 107 and the 108. That's the other two that fit into this smaller pen holder. So the 102 is like a super delicate version basically, hence the reason why I'm quite taken with it and I enjoy using it, because I like a teeny tiny fine liner as well, so it's not really all that surprising. So I will dig that out for the Upcrate battle. As I say, I have a sneaking suspicion I know where it is. I've just left it lying somewhere. So I hope that that's a little bit helpful for you. Overall, I think this is actually a really good box. As I said before, I'm just a little bit disappointed in the ink choice colours. How much black ink and red ink do you want? The fact that they've given us this, okay, in a different format, granted, but it would have been nice, given the range of colours that are available in these inks, to have something a little bit more exciting. I understand the need to give someone black ink, but you know, now maybe that's just me, that's just a personal choice. But overall, in terms of the quality of the products, Speedball are such a well-established company. You know, they've been doing what they do for a long time. The inks seem nice. They seem very pigmented and high quality. I'm quite impressed with them. Just a little bit of dabbling we've done there. And obviously for me, the favourite thing for me in this box is the paper, because it's brilliant for everything, and I know for a fact that I will use this up. You know, sometimes you get pads in these subscription boxes, and I much prefer the fact that we do get pads of paper now. But you know, you get the paper and you try and think, oh, that's nice. I know for a fact that I will use this, and I don't have to be cautious when it comes to flinging any sort of medium at it. So this is like good investment stuff right here. So overall, quite a nice box. Again, I'm not really into inks in a huge way, so I'm probably a little bit less excited about it than other people would be. But I think for people especially who have never tried drawing inks before and never tried nibs, like you're getting the best of the best here. This is really good stuff, and you can have some fun with it and enjoy it, hopefully. So that is us for this Upcrate unboxing video. I hope you have enjoyed yourself. I always like unboxing these things because I like that sort of element of surprise. I would love to know your thoughts on the box down in the comments below, and you can join me in roughly a week's time where I will be tackling the Upcrate battle, and hopefully I'll have found my number 2 nib by then as well. So I just want to thank you very much for watching, everyone. I really appreciate the support. Look after each other, please stay safe, and we'll see you back in the cave really soon. Have a good day, everyone, and bye for now.